Howdy, friends. I hope you've been enjoying this beautiful day. I expected a lot of rain last night, and it just stayed humid. Maybe it's a reprieve, I don't know. I've been telling you a little bit about the Beatitudes, and I've had some really neat conversations with some of you, so if you've got some thoughts, feel free to send them on. Just a reminder, if you want to get a card for Caroline, that would be delightful, and I can get you the address. Super easy to pop it to you in an email. So here's another one of the Beatitudes. So it starts out, when Jesus saw the crowds, he went up to the mountain. And after he sat down, his disciples came to him, and they began to speak and taught them, saying, "Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted." Now this one seems like a no-brainer, right? We all mourn. We all have loss, and we are the ones who need comforting, right? You're going to be struggling, and you'll be comforted. Now, there's lots of different ways to interpret, well, all of this, because that's kind of what theologians do in general, right? They talk about all the different ways we might interpret, we might understand Scripture. What if we looked at blessed are those who mourn as communities? What if we're the communities that mourn the way that the world is, rather than the way it ought to be? Mourning the fact that there is so much violence in this world. Mourning the fact that people of color are so discriminated against that most white folk don't even want to acknowledge it or try to push it off of someone else. What if we're the community that mourns that the earth is slowly being eroded because we are selfish and greedy and want our luxuries? What if we're the people that mourn with other communities who struggle through difficult times? Those who are struggling with COVID-19 themselves or their families. What if we're the people who come together to hold one another in mourning when life is tough? So I know from my perspective, churches are good at this, but I've been impressed by how our congregation comes together when someone's struggling. When there's been a death, when someone is sick, when someone is having a really rough time, people reach out and take care of them like nobody's business. It could be food, it could be a card, a call, an email, a text, whatever it happens to be. And people, the outpouring just comes forth from our congregation, and we encircle them in love and care and concern. And sometimes I wonder if that's when we're at our best. Not that I like being in that spot, but there's something about recognizing that deep grief in ourselves when we see it in someone we care about that gives us strength and courage, that gives us a little bit extra oomph that we can go forward and care for them and do better. Maybe Jesus is calling us in this idea to say, blessed are those who will care for everyone who is struggling, who will bear the burden of grief with them, for they will be comforted. Because you know when you're struggling and the people reach out to you, it's not just you who feels better. It's the people who reach out too, with all those quiet, hidden griefs that we all bear. My odd assignment for you today with this is to think about someone you know who's struggling. If you can't think of someone, you need to do a little bit more work ahead of time. But I'm pretty sure every single one of you can think of someone right now who's having a rough time, regardless of their situation, and reach out. Offer some comfort, offer some care, offer some concern to someone who's just having a rough time. Maybe it's you and you need to reach out to someone to say, I'm having a rough time. I need to be comforted right now. Look forward to talking to you. We'll see y'all soon.